They're fine.
Dude, if you're 2B's Wendy Clear and then 3B's Dysentery Gary, or vice versa, that we're done. That's it. We're calling it.
Oh, buckle up, man, because my number 2 is Wendy
We are
Clear.
calling it. What's your 3? Just out of curiosity, what's your 3?
It is Dysentery.
That's it. We're done. Good night, everybody. That's it. We're gone. Good night. Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
Hey. This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we break down one of their records. We try to have a good time doing it. We get into the lyrics, music, how it's made, all that good stuff. While you're listening, go to Apple Podcasts, go to Spotify especially, give us 5 stars. Give us 5 stars only. Bring that rating up. Please go do that. All the social media is at Asinine Radio. Check us out, follow us, tell all your friends. We have a Discord server. Join that too. We have a good time on that. And if you didn't already know, my name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. And now that the intro is out of the way, what are we doing today, Jeff?
We're doing Enema of the State by Blink-182.
Well, you butchered that name, but that's okay. So, Jeff, what is your origin story with Blink-182? Like, we've never gone over this before because we've done Blink so many times.
But this one's different.
So what do you got?
I think it's different.
Is it different?
Because I was really trying to think, like, when was the first time I ever heard Blink or paid attention to Blink or whatever. And I remember being, here we go, cue like the little sound going to memory lane here. There you go. I remember being on a bus going to camp, because we always take the buses to camp. I remember being on a bus listening to Limp Bizkit while another counselor was like, "Oh, what are you listening to?" I don't remember what I was listening on. And I was like, "Oh, I'm listening to Limp Bizkit." He's like, "Oh, that's cool." But he probably thought it was awful. And he said, "Listen to this. This is what I'm listening to." And he played "What's My Age Again?" And I was like, "Oh, that's actually
Where's My Asian Friend?
Pretty fucking dope. Like I like that song." So maybe it was this album. Maybe it was like "What's My Age Again?" after Enema of the State came out.
Yeah, could have been. Sounds like it.
I don't know why I have the specific memory. Maybe this memory is completely false and fabricated. Just something that my brain came up with to connect dots that are lost. I don't know.
Well, most of the music that you like originates from camp, so it makes sense.
That is true.
It does make sense.
The time frame fits because I started going to camp when I was like 12, 13. It's like time frame wise, it's just about there. So I don't know.
So then camp is your origin with "What's My Age Again?" So my origin story with Blink is "What's My Age Again?" That was the first song I ever heard. I remember riding around on bikes and golf carts with my friend John, and we would always have the radio playing, whether it be K-Rock, Radio Disney, Kiss FM, or whatever. And we were listening to K-Rock on this day. It was a hot day. It was during the summer. I remember that because we had just been swimming in his grandparents' pool, and we were driving around the golf cart, and "What's My Age Again" came on, and that was the first time I heard it. It was something I'd never heard before. It was so unique, so different. I wasn't sure if I liked it at first, but then after the song finished, I was like, wow, dude, that song was great. Eventually, I recorded it on a little cassette tape, and then I would listen to it all the time. And then, I went out and got Enema of the State, and then the rest is history. So that's my origin story, is riding around in a golf cart and bikes and listening to the radio on K-Rock. Yeah. So there it is, my Blink-182 origin story. So let's jump into Enema of the State, because this is our starting point with the band. And what is your what are your first impressions on this record, Enema of the State? And then we'll start with All the Small Things too, because that's the song we played, and I think we should just get through that and move on. So what do you got?
Yeah. Go. So like first impressions have always been, not always, but for the majority of my life have been great. I've loved this album. When I started playing guitar, I tried to learn a lot of these songs in their entirety because they're a lot easier than like the classic rock stuffs. And so a lot of these riffs, a lot of these songs were some of the first things I could play through from beginning to end. And as anybody that plays guitar knows, you don't learn a song, you learn a riff, essentially, when you're playing guitar. And you move on to the next thing because playing the same fucking power chord is annoying and boring, especially when you're not singing along to it. So like this does hold like high nostalgia because I listened to this a lot and almost like more than any other Blink album because I've listened to this more in my early days than my later days. And then it kind of tapered off. It fell off for many, many years as I got older. And for the past maybe like 8 years, this has been forgotten. I don't go back to this that often. When I listen to Blink on the vinyls, especially, I don't pull this one out because there's a lot of things about this album that I don't like. I don't like, and I wish they were not there because they're very, very annoying. But this week, man, this week something changed. This week something changed. Pop punk season was in full effect, and I was very much in the scene. I was very much in the genre, and this week brought me back around, coming back around again. And I god damn, this album was so fucking good. And I only have one non-banger. That's All the Small Things. But even then, like this is All the Small Things is the most pop punk song on the album. Like it's the most generic blueprint. Let's lay down a blueprint. What makes a good pop punk song? Let's write that's what it is. So give your origin stories and then we can go into All the Small Things, I guess.
Yeah. My initial thoughts on Enema. Yeah, on Enema of the State. I got this record right after I heard What's My Age Again. So this is summer of '99. But I remember getting really into it like around Christmas time, like winter. I remember going out to the desert and my cousin was out there dirt bike riding and just hanging out with my cousin a lot. And we listened to this record a ton. And at that point he also had Dude Ranch. So we were listening to a lot of Dude Ranch and a lot of Enema of the State. And I just have so many great memories of this record and that time, around Y2K, because I remember we were out in the middle of the desert over New Year's Eve. So I remember like our parents were always saying like, oh yeah, we're going to get back to civil, because we were in the middle of nowhere. So no cell phone, for the few that did have cell phones, no cell phone service. We were in the middle of the fucking desert. And we're like, yeah, when we get back, the whole world's going to be, destroyed and nothing's going to be the same. And then we come back the next day and nothing changed over Y2K. So I have this very vivid memory of Blink-182 and this record and Y2K and just that whole thing. And yeah, I mean, this record, I agree with you too. This is something that I don't go back to often because one, I've heard it 1,000 fucking times and it's just not their best. It really is not. I'd rather go back to Self-Unentitled, to Toy Pash, to Dude Ranch, Neighborhoods, whatever it may be. Enema's always at the bottom of the list. It's just, I don't know why. But then this week, like you, I loved it. I couldn't get enough of it. I listened to it so many times this week and I loved every moment of it. And it was surprisingly high on my rankings. Maybe it was because I hadn't really listened to it that long. You know what I mean?
You used to put Neighborhoods as number 2, but that's fine.
I do, because Neighborhoods is a better record.
Well.
It is. And you're just stupid for ranking it so low.
Wow.
So go listen to that episode. Everybody listening who hasn't already listened, go listen to the rankings episode and then hop back onto this one. But anyway, Enema, there's something about it this week that just really, I really, really loved. Outside of All the Small Things, which is my 12B, because I do have 12 bangers off this record. It is my 12B, which is fine. So yeah, All the Small Things. This is arguably, I'd say, their biggest hit outside of I Miss You. It really is. Like, everybody knows this song.
It's arguable this is their biggest hit for sure. Like you can make a claim for either or.
It really is. I mean, it's played everywhere. Commercials, sporting events. I mean, even a couple years ago, Tom DeLonge posted that video where he was at the Padres game and they were playing All the Small Things. And then he put like in selfie mode. He's like, what the fuck is this? Like, he was being all stupid about it. But it's just really funny. Dude, they play this song everywhere. And I mean, the video, I still think the video is very funny. It's very, very funny.
If you can mute the music, like, the video's solid. The video's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, it's very of its time because it's making fun of very specific
But
artists
it's so
from like 98,
aggressively
99.
making fun of somebody. Like, it's not even like hiding it at all. It's like up front, straight up, like, hey, we are making fun of you.
Yes,
Exactly. That's great. I love that.
Like one of my favorite ones was where they're like Christina. It's based off of the Genie in a Bottle, Christina Aguilera, and Mark and Tom are both like sitting on the sand, and it's at dusk, and they're like kind of singing to each other, and then they bite the flower. They start eating the flower. And then when Mark has the 182 tattooed on his arm, and then they're pouring wax on him, like candle wax, it's just so fucking funny. Like the Ricky Martin, it might be one of the most perfect videos of all time.
I just love that beat scene with like the white shorts with the white like tube top and the big ball that he has. So good.
It's great, man.
Travis is a cool guy.
They went to all like the locations where they filmed a lot of these Backstreet Boys 98 Degrees videos, which was really great. And the dancing is terrible. Oh man, it's great.
A good video.
And this is also the music video where Mark met his future wife, Sky. She worked for MTV at the time, and she was on set for the All the Small Things video, and that's where they met. Yeah. So, and they've been married, they've been together ever since. So the only relationship that's lasted between all the members, between Mark and Sky. So
Mark and Travis has lasted pretty long.
Well, I meant like their relationships with their women. That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant. But their women, they're possessive now. Okay, gotcha. They're possessions. I mean, Tom needs a girl that he can train. I mean, he says it in one of the songs.
Damn, how Dumpweed has fallen off for me. Wow.
But it was like your favorite off MTATs. Off
Dude,
the live record.
Dumpweed is my, so like I have 11 Bs because All the Small Things is an okay song for me, but Dumpweed is my 11B.
11B. Okay, so you do have 12 Bs. Okay,
I have,
like me.
I have 11 Bs.
Well, you have 12 because Small Things is a B for you.
I just can't. I can't put it as a B. I can't do it. I would never fucking play this as a song. No way in a million years.
I wouldn't either. I don't. Do we have anything else on All the Small Things?
Even on like a goofy like 90s like pop hit playlist, I wouldn't even fucking playlist it. I wouldn't do it.
I would. It's still catchy enough.
I'll jump around and fucking sing along and be an asshole when I go see Blink live and they play it. Yes, but I would never ever play this song again.
It's just shocking that they still play this song live.
They have to. Everybody loves
like
it.
Even when you watch videos of them playing this back in 1999 and 2000, they seem too old for it. Like it's such a dumb song that nobody should ever play this song live.
No, it's terrible.
And now they're in their late 40s still playing this song. So, I'm good with moving on with All the Small Things. It's just a dumb song.
Sure.
12B. We already played it. I mean, you did bring up Dumpweed. We might as well just run through that real quick.
Yeah.
Since that's your 11B. That's my 5B.
Okay.
And I want to know why this is so low for you.
It's not about like why it's so low. It's about that. So like when I start doing things, Dumpweed is my 1B when I start the record. And then Don't Leave Me comes. I say, okay, Don't Leave Me is better. I like it better. Aliens Exist. Okay, Aliens Exist is better. It's better than Dumpweed. Yeah. So then that's how I go. It was just a matter of Dumpweed just getting kicked to the side by other better songs until the point where I was like, wow, Dumpweed's not like even like a great song on this one. And it's really not about why it's not good. It's about why other songs are better. Because I do really, really fucking love the song. The song starts off so fast, so aggressive. And Travis just circles around that drop, right? With those cymbal hits, like working like the cymbals until it hits the chicka chicka. Like we're just circling at that point. And that's a very like kind of like, I don't know, punker thing to do. Right? While the guy with the mic is just kind of like, oh, let's see that fucking circle pit going. Here we go. And they drop in. That's what kind of Travis is doing there with the cymbals. I dig that.
Are you talking about like when he hits like the bell on the ride cymbal? Yeah. Going into the fast part into the chorus?
The part. All years Travis is.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about that.
In the very, very beginning. The first like 10 seconds.
We're talking about something different then. Okay.
Yeah, the first like 10 seconds is Travis building.
Yeah, he's kind of doing that kind of offbeat, with the cymbal. That, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like an offbeat, but it makes a lot of sense.
Tom's laying down the riff, but the riff isn't nuanced at all. It's the same fucking riff throughout the entire song. Travis is the one that nuances the riff.
True. No, you're right.
So even though I think Travis is way too fucking busy, it's not that Travis is busy. It's the fact that Mark and Tom aren't that good. They're just not.
You're right. But what I also love about Dumpweed is leading into because the intro and the verse are it's kind of like a pop song. Like it's not a punk song at all. But then there's that transition into the chorus where it just speeds up and it just comes out of nowhere, but it's so fucking exciting. But that transition that Travis does into that fast chorus is so perfect. Like it's busy, but it's necessary to make that transition, because he does that crazy like kind of drum roll. He kind of goes all over the place, and then he ends it with that bell hit on the ride cymbal. There's everything else is quiet, and all you hear is that bell hit, and then it drops right into that chorus, and it's fucking perfect. To me is the best part of the whole song, is that bell hit. I love it. Absolutely fucking love it.
And really, like, the reason why this is also lower is because the live version is so much better, and that's not entirely fair, because when you speed up a song in general, at least for like me, for us, for the pod, we always kind of like that.
Yeah, it's way more exciting.
Yeah,
I mean, really, the live version on Mark, Tom, and Travis show, which we're gonna call MTATs, that's dude, it sounds like they're about to fall apart. It's out of every song off that live record, that Dumpweed is the one song where it sounds like they can't keep up with each other, and it just sounds like it's about to fall apart.
Yeah.
I love it, though. I love it.
I love the part also, like right before the chorus. Yeah, that's the one that's a tink tink. Right, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. But I am also not a fan of Mark's bass tone here. I think his bass tone is just way too distorted, and it sounds like it was run through a computer. Sounds like shit. Huh. This is the only song on the record that is that like aggressively distorted and that like fake sounding.
Are you talking about like through the whole song, or is there one specific moment?
The whole song. I don't think it sounds good.
So there was one part. There's a part at the end. I guess it's kind of the outro where Tom is singing, "I need a girl that I can train," where he just repeats that part, and you know it's the palm muted, heavier power chords. But then Mark's bass, man, it cuts through that mix real nice. It sounds really, really great, especially when you're.
But it sounds
processed.
It sounds.
But it cuts through the mix so well.
There's no like. There's no like unique. There's no like unique quality to it. It just sounds like a loud, distorted bass line.
Really,
let me go into GarageBand, download a plugin. Let me do. Let's see, aggressively distorted bass. There we go. Do that one. Plug in these notes, and that's what it is. This song is. I don't know. This song is all right.
Okay, that's fine. It's your 11B. It's my 5B. So let's start with let's just, now that we've got kind of the negative stuff out of the way, let's jump into our biggest bangers. What is your number one banger? Your 1B.
My 1B is the party song. Here we go, motherfuckers.
I knew it. I love the way he whispers that too.
I can't. I really tried to like make something else my 1B, but I can't get over how perfect the song is. Everything about the song from beginning to end, from that spoken word intro, that here we go, motherfuckers. Like how fast it is, but like how precise it is, how quick it is. Everything about it is just, everything about this is honest and it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, you're right. This is my 4B. I do love this song a lot. They've rarely ever played this song live. I think they played it last in 2014. Oh, no, they played it with Matt Skiba. I take it back. When they did the Enema tour, the 20th anniversary tour, they did play it with Skiba. But prior to that, I think they had only ever played it like maybe 2 or 3 times with Tom. And that was towards the end of him leaving again. And they nailed it. They did a really good job, and I was very, very surprised. They pulled it off. But yeah, no, party song, arguably one of the fastest songs they've ever recorded. I mean, I think it's faster than Online Songs, faster than Generational Divide, which, you know, shouldn't be a Blink song. But yeah, I think this is probably the fastest song they've ever done.
Yeah.
Maybe Strings. Strings is kind of a fast song too.
Strings.
Some early stuff.
It's
some of the early stuff is fast, but yeah.
I like Tom's little noises that he does, like those little like string hits, those little clunky things he's doing afterwards before it drops into like the really crazy part. And like, I don't know, you're right. The song is just like crazy fast with like an unreal and catchy chorus. Even those little like quick hits are kind of chugging a pop punk way. Like everything about this is just so, it's so heavy, but masked with like pop punk undertones. And Tom's guitar parts in the pre-chorus is super boss. Those little ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
He's doing like pull-offs and shit. Like that's not like crazy or he's no Eddie Van Halen or nothing, but that's a little elevated for such an easy riff. And he easily could have just hit every single note individually, but using pull-offs, like why? Why do you need to do that?
But he does the whole pull-off thing a lot on Enema and a lot on Toy Pash. He does a little bit on Self Unentitled, but that was kind of like his signature thing. He does it a lot.
But this is like the start of it because he didn't need to do it here. He does it a lot on Toy Patch for sure because he can't hit the notes that fast. Here, when they're going that slow, that he can hit those notes if he wanted to, but he chooses to pull off because that's what guitarists do, I guess. I don't know.
That's what they do, dude.
A lot of guitars, dude.
Well.
This is 1B. This is fucking fantastic. So good.
So listening again this week and really taking it, because I haven't honestly taken a deep dive into these songs in many years. I know we did this years ago on the podcast, but we weren't taking deep dives like we are now. And really, I was really kind of picking things apart. And Mark sounds really nasally on this song. It sounds like he's trying to sound like Tom. That he's singing a little bit higher than he normally does. And it's extremely nasally, and I've never ever noticed it until this week.
Well, don't forget that Mark has always been the one to go the distance. He's always been the one to stretch his vocals either up or down, whereas Tom has always kind of been more the one to go in the middle, to stick in his register, to stick in what he knows best. Mark's been the one to venture off. Doesn't always work. Most of the time, it sounds kind of like shit when he's going too low or too high. But at least he's kind of trying, and I think it's just him. Oh, it sounds bad, but I think it's just him like trying to like please Tom and trying to be better and sound like Tom.
Yeah,
like that Brad Pitt line, right? Like you trying to be like me, you trying to be me. I don't know if that was Brad Pitt. I don't know why I said Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about at all. I don't know what you're trying to reference, but that's fine. All right.
Brad Pitt said that in Ocean's 11.
Did he say that?
He said that to George Clooney, actually.
Did he though? I don't know. So we were talking about how kind of how the just song is super fast. It doesn't really. It's just super fast, but then the chorus does hit though, and it does slow down a little bit when that hook comes in. I do like the break because had the song just been relentless and just not stopped, it wouldn't be as good. You need that hook to round out the song. So it's just the perfect balance of the speed and the melody that really makes this song great. That's how I feel about this one.
And I think that like the reason they didn't play this live is because of those palm mute parts. It's not the, and then when I saw her standing there part, it's the maybe we'd had some fun, maybe we'd watched that. I don't think they could do that properly and keep up with Travis. Like Travis geek time, obviously, but I don't think they could do it with Travis. And I think that's why. That's why they don't play it live.
Because Mark's not having to do the palm mutes. You know,
he's not doing anything. Yeah, absolutely.
But it's Tom that has to. You know, his right hand has to be absolutely perfect.
Way
like
too crisp.
Any sort of mess up with his right hand doing those parts completely derails the song. So I get why they never really played this song, because that's one reason why, because you fuck up once, the whole song's ruined. It falls apart.
I also fucking really love, right, when at the end of the little pre-chorus part when it says, I learned some girls try too hard, when he says, I learned some girls try to, and then it's only Travis doing the bass, like do, some girls try too hard, and then it goes into the chorus. Oh my God, it's so good.
And then the Dana-nas in the background.
No.
When I was a kid, I just thought it was so funny. Me and my friends, we used to pretend that he actually says "Hump Madonna," hump Madonna, and we would just laugh because we were fucking 11 years old and singing about humping Madonna. So I just thought that was a fun little
I will forever now say "Hump Madonna."
Hump Madonna. You will.
Hump Madonna.
Hump Madonna. Some girls try to hump Madonna, Madonna. It's really stupid. Anyway, let's play a little bit of the party song. We'll get into the lyrics because there's some stuff.
Motherfuckers.
I broke down the lyrics, and there's some stuff. There's stuff I want to talk about. So
wow.
Here it is, the party song from the Blink-182s. All right, there's a little bit of the party song from the Blink-182s.
At the party.
I don't know why this fucking song keeps pausing. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Spotify. But anyway,
it's too good.
Yeah, the party song. It's a great fucking song. So what do you have lyrically on this song?
I mean, I'm curious what you have lyrically because I thought it was just about a party and going to a party and this is like a lot of youth in this album.
Yeah.
And we've gone to parties and you go to a party and ultimately you're there to like meet girls. That's why you go to fucking parties. And he thinks he's going there to meet a girl and he meets a girl and she's not what he wants and he's like, fuck this shit. And he kind of just wants to go home after that because that girl sucks.
You're right. I agree with you on there. So what I wanted to talk about was how of its time the song is. What they describe in the song is stuff that doesn't apply now, or it doesn't happen nowadays. So first of all, there's a house party where you have to pay to get in, which is something that doesn't really happen very often anymore. Or at least I don't think it does. House party where you pay. A ska band playing in the backyard.
Terrible ska band.
Very regional. Yeah, very regional, very of its time. A ska band playing in the backyard of a party. And then how he wants to go home and have phone sex with one of those sex lines, which don't exist anymore. Or at least I don't think they exist
I'm sure they
anymore.
probably exist, but...
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. But I mean... You remember when we were kids and teenagers, like you'd be up late at night watching TV and say, "Ooh, call this number
1-800 hot fuck, baby, 1-800 big fucking dick or fat wiener or whatever it is."
It was always something really stupid.
Just choose any adjective and noun afterwards.
It was always a 1-900 number because a 900 number you would have to pay for. 800 numbers are toll free. So you didn't pay for it. So the 900, it was always 1-900, blowjobs or something.
I never called 900. We called like 800 numbers because it would answer like, "Oh, hey baby, thank you for calling 1-800 fucking big butts." And then we'd hang up because we're scared.
1-800. But it's very of its time. Like the 90s were about those sex lines. The sex hotlines. And then also the mention of black fly sunglasses.
Yeah.
That shit, man, I forgot about black fly. Like that was so popular in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah, that was
like if you had the black fly sunglasses, man, you were cool, man. And then looking at them, fuck, dude, they're so dated. That shit was so fucking 90s. They're ugly.
Black Flies was just like that company that was kind of like Metal Militia before Metal Militia was Metal Militia. It's kind of like a douchey fucking thing people wore as like sunglasses and stuff. And I don't know. I always saw Black Flies as just like a douchebag brand, like a DBB.
I always like the logo though. I like the logo a lot.
Yeah,
where it looked like a fly from like Mario or something like that. Yeah, it was like pixelated. It was never like didn't ever look really professional. But I always like those stickers. I used to have those stickers all the time.
Really, there are things about the song that are not dated, right? Because going to a party at 11:30, like that's not dated.
That's true. That's
of that era of people that are younger. Like nowadays, like when like if I'm gonna go to a house party, I'm gonna show up at like fucking 9:00 because by 11:30, I'm determining whether or not I'm gonna get the fuck out of there in the next 20 minutes, or I'm gonna stay a little bit longer. So like younger kids going to a party at 11:30, that's fun. Keg stands,
that's normal,
right? Or
that still applies. That's why I didn't throw that in there. I only threw in stuff that is dated. That doesn't happen nowadays. But
the other thing that's not dated is giving up beer for tequila. Like when you go to a party as a child, like when you're younger. You don't want to drink beer. You want to drink tequila. I want to get as drunk as possible, as fucking fast as possible. Like us as adults, as grown ass working middle class adults, when we go to a party, there's no fucking way in hell I would go to a party and if somebody handed me a beer or a shot of tequila, I would take the tequila. No fucking way. No way in hell.
I know. It's true.
I don't care what fucking beer it is. I'm taking the beer.
And we've all known those people who just drink way too fast and drink a lot.
That was us.
And
That was us.
But then get to the point where somebody has to take care of them, and then it kind of ruins it. We've all known.
We've all
people.
been those people at a time where like tonight I'm getting toast. That's it. We're done. I'm done. Everybody's done.
No, but we didn't. I mean, Mike did, but like the three, like me, you, and Ryan, we never really got that way to where we would just we had to rely on somebody else to get out of there or for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Like we were still coherent enough to not pass out.
There was in our group though, there was a lot of us. I mean, I do remember a time when somebody dropped Ryan off at his house on the lawn, on that little like little mountain, that little lawn.
Oh yeah,
Like somebody just like kicked him out of their car and said, "Hey, here's where your house is. Bye." And then Ryan spent the night like outside barfing on that lawn all night. So I mean, there were definitely times, not a lot of times, but there was a handful of times for sure.
Oh man, yeah, we were wild when we were younger. Which we're not going to get into the details of what we used to do.
Sure,
but nothing. It was nothing bad.
Fire alarms, fire extinguishers, bombs. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. That's all right though.
Fucking bombs.
What?
Why'd you throw that in there? Yeah, we'll leave that to the imagination of people listening. So yeah, the party song, that's your 1B, that's my 4B.
What's your 1B? It's probably Aliens Exist, huh?
No. Aliens Exist is my 11B. But my 1B is Mutt, which was surprising.
Wow. That's my 7B.
Yeah, Mutt is a really... That's way too low.
Mutt's
what
not
I like about
Mutt,
Mutt...
That's silly.
It's a really unique song in that, well, I mean, not only was it recorded prior to this record, but it has a very kind of lazy, lackadaisical kind of feel to it and groove to it. Like, there's nothing that feels like it's supercharged where, like it's a freight train running. Like, most of the songs have something big or something fast that really drives the song. Mutt doesn't have that feel to it. It's just very cool. Like, it's a cool sounding song, and it's more bass and drum driven rather than guitar. There's cool guitar lines, cool lead guitar lines, but it's mainly about that instrumentally, and then Tom telling a story. And it's the only song on the record, well, outside of the party song, where he's telling a story of in this instance, two people who constantly want to have sex with each other, and that's all they want to do. And I really like that. It's a really cool song, man. Lazy and relaxed feel.
Mutt is for sure my number one most forgotten about track on this album. Like it's just not because it's bad, just because it's like everything else is so fucking iconic and popular. And I never really cared for the American Pie series. I've seen them. Actually, I've seen the first one. Just never really cared for them. But Mutt's
the first one's really good.
I wouldn't say it's really good. It's of its time and it's fine.
It is.
It's not really good, but Mutt's definitely my number one forgotten about song. But damn, it is a really good fucking track. And yeah, like Mark drives a lot of the song. His bass line is in the intro fucking solid. Kind of works the neck a little more than usual. But dude, Tom's riffing is top notch. God damn, those little hits, a little bit of hammers there.
Yep.
Oh man, totally. Dude, like it's good. And even like Travis blends pretty well in the song, since there's just a lot of noise going on. You don't even really pay attention to how busy he is.
But the thing with Travis on this, I mean, because this song was originally written and recorded with Scott Rayner. It was originally produced by Mark Trombino. So the OG version of this was on the American Pie soundtrack, and you can go and listen to it. It's not on Spotify or anything, or the streaming services, but you can find a copy on YouTube. Did you listen to the one I sent you earlier today? Yeah. So it's almost exactly the same. There's two big differences. One of them is the drumming, because the way Scott plays it, normally you'd think he would be this like a voice. I keep saying like a freight train. Like, it just sounds like he's driving the song along. But in his version of this, it sounds very swingy. It sounds very loose, but he's still hitting those drums fucking hard, like really, really hard. But there's a looseness to it. But when you hear Travis play the version, it's much tighter. It doesn't sound as groovy, I guess you could say. Groovy is the best word I could use. It doesn't sound as groovy, and it sounds like Travis is barely tapping those drums because he's just trying to get in as many notes as he can.
And that's, I mean, like to be fair, Travis did keep Scott's feeling to the song. Like
he did. For
he
the
essentially
most part,
kept the same beat, just added flourishes to it, and that's.
You're
and
right.
like Scott was a great drummer for the punk era of Blink-182, but like Scott would not be able to catapult Blink into the upper echelon of music as Travis would have did.
You're right. And I feel like the only reason behind that is because Travis forced, like we talked about, Travis forced Tom and Mark to be better songwriters, to be better musicians. Scott didn't do that for them. So yeah, they probably would have made a couple more albums similar to Dude Ranch, but no, they would have never been as popular. They would have been like probably like Jimmy Eat World tier.
What was the doc or the reality thing that came out during the recording of Self-Entitled? And I think
it was the MTV one.
And there was a point.
It was just like the making.
There was a point where like Tom was talking about this era of the band and saying like, yeah, I had all these, like for Dumpweed, for instance, and he was talking about how I had these cool riffs, and I would show them to like Mark, and Mark would put like a bass line, and then we'd bring him to Travis and like, Travis, can you do something like this? And Travis would like kind of like smirk and like giggle and be like, of course I could fucking do that. That's nothing. What you're doing is absolutely nothing. And then like,
no, you know what you're thinking of when they're recording Down, and Tom thinks that it's like a really weirdly timed riff. So he starts playing it for Travis, saying like, I don't know, man, this is really weird. I try to find something, and then Travis does like a simple fucking beat, and it's just perfect. He nails it.
I swear there was something for Dumpweed specifically where Tom said that he created a riff and it was really great and he loved it. And he thought it was a little too aggressive, and he brought it to Travis, and Travis was like, "Of course I could do that." And then because Tom's Dumpweed riff was a little bit quirky, a little bit off, Travis was able to like start the beat on the snare rather than the bass, and so it was a different like way of approaching the pop punk song, which made Tom a better writer, which made Mark a better writer because of just a simple thing that Travis did.
You know what? I think I know what you're talking about now. I think it was on the Pursuit of Tone.
That's what it was, the Ernie Ball thing, yeah.
Yeah, it was the Ernie Ball thing that he did like in 2016 or 2017. Yes. That's what he was talking about, Dumpweed.
And that's just a little small thing that we kind of like gloss over when talking about how much we hate Travis's busyness, and this probably would not have existed. Like Enema of the State would not have existed without Travis. Like Travis pushed these guys to be better.
You're right.
Like he pushed them to be better songwriters, and that's crazy for a drummer to do, because usually like the drummer's on par with the songwriters. But here, like Travis is so much better, but these guys have the ideas, they have the concepts, they have the melodies, they have the passion. They just don't have like the dexterity to do it.
Yep. You know what's crazy to think about too? I was going to bring this up later, but this kind of ties in. But if you look at the writing credits on this record, it's only credited to Tom and Mark because at the time, Travis was only hired. He was hired on as an official member, but in the studio, he was hired as a session drummer, a session musician, not as a songwriter. So Travis missed out on a lot of the royalties for Enema, which it sucks for him because this is their biggest selling record, and he didn't receive the same royalties as Mark and Tom, but then after this record, it had blown up, and then they had renegotiated their contracts to where Travis was also a songwriter. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. He's touted as being, so significant to the songwriting, but he doesn't receive any of the songwriting credits on this record.
And I really never, I never even thought about it that hard until this week, to where, like, honestly, I don't think Blink would have stopped at Dude Ranch if Scott was still in the band. Like they would be done. Like you said, they'd be another Jimmy Eat World. They would just be whatever. One and done. Fine. Who cares? B tier, maybe A tier at best. But you put Travis in the band, and it's not just because he's a great drummer, because We all know he's a great drummer. There's great drummers all the time that are in bands that are just kind of like weak and shitty. But like Travis does write some pretty fucking good songs on the drums, and he does push people in this weird fucking way. I don't know. Didn't read his book. I don't see it personally, but it has to be true. He does.
His book was so bad.
He does push people to be better. He does push the musicians he's with to be better. And like my big thing is with the Aquabats. Like the album that he played on with the Aquabats is so much better than anything else the Aquabats have ever done.
No, that's true.
And
that's
it's not. It has to be because of Travis. Because a lot of the members were the same before and after, and I don't get it. But my God, dude, the Fear of the Aquabats, it's unreal, and that's their second record. It's not even their biggest record. Like their biggest record comes like 2-3 years later, 2005.
Really? Oh, I guess because the Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah, once that got popular, that became like a big thing. But yeah, dude, like the Fear of the Aquabats, like that really. In like the Aquabats world, like that's everybody's favorite. But even you go back to it and listen to it, like there's a lot of nuance to it. That's the Fear of the Aquabats is like they're self-entitled. It's that like nuanced.
Yeah,
and it has to be because of Travis. I don't know.
God, and then you read about how he got into the band. Just going through this real quick, Scott was fired from the band because alcohol issues, and there was a lot of turmoil with him and the rest and Mark and Tom, so they ended up firing him. But prior to that, Scott had to leave for a couple shows, so Travis had to fill in. Learned the entire 20-song set in under an hour. Played flawlessly, and at that time, Blink were actually opening up for Aquabats, I believe it was. I think they were opening up for Aquabats, and Travis was filling in obviously for Blink, and then also playing with Aquabats after. And the singer from the Aquabats said after the fact, like, watching Travis play for Blink was like, this is Blink. This is the new Blink. This is the new Blink-182 era, the new Blink drummer. And then he realized at that moment that Travis was going to go to them and leave the Aquabats. And I mean, the rest is history, and then Travis took over, Scott was gone, and then we have what we know Blink has now, it's crazy.
We've said this before. That when Travis was with the Aquabats, that was a fun thing that he did. That was goofy. But that genre of music isn't going anywhere, and Travis saw that. He knew that when he played for Blink, even though they were young, they were stupid, they were immature. That music isn't really going anywhere in the Dude Ranch era.
Yeah,
Dude Ranch could not have progressed further than Dude Ranch. That is it. Travis still saw something in these guys, right? So that's like from a business standpoint, that's unreal.
You're totally
maybe
right.
We're giving him way too much credit. I don't know, but.
No, I don't think we are. I think, we talk a lot of shit on Travis, but the dude is fucking talented.
He knows music.
And he writes a lot of great parts. Yeah, he knows music. Look at Self-Unentitled. How much he contributed to that record.
Oh, good Lord.
And just how unique that record is. And a lot of it has to do with Travis, because going back to the Enema, he recorded all the drum tracks in 8 hours. It took him 3 months to record this record, and he did all the drum tracks in 8 hours. So annoying. And then you go to Self-Unentitled, 3 years later, 4 years later, and he's in the room with Mark and Tom. They rent out that house. They're hammering through songs over months. I think Self-Unentitled took like 9 months to write and record, and Travis was there for every step of that process. And he put himself in that process intentionally because he wanted to contribute more. And this is on top of him doing the Transplants too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Transplants had done the first record. They had toured the first record all the while. And not only that, he had just done Boxcar Racer with Tom just prior to Self-Unentitled. And then he goes into Self-Unentitled. This all happens. 3 records in like 2 years. 3 really good records in 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enormous records. And very different. Boxcar really sounds nothing from Blink. Transplants is on fucking Mars. Nothing sounds like Transplants. And then you go into Blink Self-Unentitled, and you have that. It's pretty remarkable what he contributed in such a short amount of time, and how great it was. But anyway, let's play a little bit of Mutt, and then we'll get into the lyrics and probably other shit. So here's Mutt from Blink-182. And what do you have lyrically on this?
I think you already said it. It was just about, they were written for some guy they knew, a surfer dude, who just had a lot of sex, and that was what it was written about.
Yep. Yeah, it was Tom's old roommate, Benji Weatherly, pro surfer. And yeah, all this Benji guy did with his girl, that's all they did was have sex.
Benji and Joel.
So he just wrote it about them. Yeah, Benji and Joel. So do we have anything else on Mutt? Should we move on?
Baby.
All right. So what's your 2B?
Did I do my 1B? Yeah, I did my 1B. My 2B,
Yeah.
What's My Age Again?
What's my age again? What's my age again?
What's My Age Again?
Where's my Asian friend? So that's my number 7.
That's stupid. Okay. No, that really is stupid. This is like objectively a really, really fucking fantastic song.
It is. But
It's
overplayed.
I didn't say anything when you said
sure.
Mutt as your 1B. I didn't say anything. But now I'm going to say something because that's just dumb. You're being silly boy right now.
No, I'm not. Just being a smart boy. So what do you got on this one?
Dude, okay, so coming off of the first 4 tracks, right, after you're going away to college, and then you get that transition here, it's, when you listen to this song on a curated playlist, it's good, but it's not great because every song on your curated playlist is supposed to be great. So like What's My Age Again kind of loses value a little bit. And it lost a little bit of value when I was listening to it on Spotify because I didn't care that much. But something about on the vinyl when I was sitting there, kind of just like spacing out, drinking my brewskis with the broskies, and then listening to this song. And when this came in, this hit so fucking hard. I was like, wow, this really is the perfect pop punk song. Everything about this is absolutely unreal. It's amazing. It's S tier. This could be like send a rocket into space with one song. This could be it. This could be like the one song you send into space on a rocket to tell aliens what Blink-182 sounds like. This could be it.
All right.
The song's fucking.
I don't know about
the song's
that, dude.
fucking god tier, dude. That riff.
No,
Come
it
on,
is really
that
good.
riff.
It is really
Get
good.
the fuck out of here.
That clean guitar, not only the riff but the tone. That clean guitar tone is it's perfection. It really, really is perfection. And bringing it back to how the song fades in, that fade from Going Away to College into What's My Age Again is flawless. My God, that ringing out of that last note of Going Away into this blows me away. I mean, I agree with you. It does sound a little bit different on vinyl because with streaming services and Spotify, there's always this weird like half a second delay between each track. But when you're listening to this on a CD or on vinyl or whatever, on a physical format, that transition is so seamless. It's perfect. It's like what's the song into Longview? Oh my God, what's the song before Longview on Dookie?
Oh, Burnout?
No, not
Best
Burnout.
Case.
Chump.
Oh,
The song
Chump.
Chump going into Longview. It's that thing where, Billy Joe hits that last chord, it rings out, and then Trey kind of does that crazy kind of drum solo while the guitar is still fading out, and then it goes into the toms of Longview. It's just perfection. And I kind of wonder if when Jerry was doing this record, if he kind of if this part was like a throwback to Dookie and the transition between Chump and Longview, because they're very, very similar, except, in this song, it's obviously, it's more guitar based than drum based when it comes to the transition. I think it's great. I fucking love it. Jerry. I don't know. What's My Age
Why
Again?
is it so low?
Let's talk about.
What's My Age Again should be top 3 Bs for you. There's no reason for it not to be.
It's a
top
great
3.
fucking song. I think it's just so overplayed, and that's why.
Where do you fucking hear this song?
It's the fucking rate. I'm telling you. Well, you don't work like a corporate job. Like you're not around a lot or you're not around like pop radio a lot. Like you don't hear this shit. So I hear it all the
Good
time.
Lord.
That's what it is. Like you work at a fucking record store. You can play whatever the fuck you want. You don't work with like other people that control the radio and music and shit.
You should be controlling the radio then. If that's what they're playing all the time. I'll tell you that much right now.
Easier said than done. But yeah, this song is beyond catchy. I really love like the halftime bridge. It's always great, and then just how it transitions back into the chorus. And Travis's drumming, it's not overly complicated, but it's big and it's catchy. He has a lot of good memorable drum parts on this song that really, really stand out. Yeah. And then two other things. The outro. The outro of this song, it's big distorted guitars, and then you have the clean guitar line playing behind, like on top of all of that. And it sounds humongous. And then you throw in Roger Joseph Manning, who plays keyboards on 4 of the songs, this being one of them, adding to that kind of just wall of noise coming at you during the outro.
This is not.
I think it's a great way to crescendo into the end of the song.
This is not the worst of his piano playing, but this is one of them. Yes.
Yeah, I would say this and All the Small Things are the worst of his.
No, the worst of his we haven't even talked about yet, and it's so fucking annoying. I can't stand it.
Which we'll talk about because it's one of my favorite parts.
Oh, you're so annoying.
Because I know what you're talking about. So what do you have lyrically on this one? Because I don't really want to.
I do want to go back and say that I don't think we need all those little harm parts like another Mark in separate channel just saying what's my age again, and then over in the left channel what's my age again. True. Like we just don't need that, and it's
producer.
That's Jerry Finn, man. That's Jerry Finn. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Original John Feldman. Get out of here.
Hey, man, he was not the OG. No.
God, dude.
Jerry Finn was much better.
Jerry Finn did so much great stuff. But this, dude, he fucked this one up, man. He fucked this one up. Left and right, up and down.
Mind you, this is like, what, his 3rd record that he ever produced? Because he engineered, he was the engineer on Dookie. But I think maybe this is his 3rd record he ever produced. So he was still learning. He was still doing a lot of cheap stuff, cheesy stuff, but I could never really knock Jerry Finn, especially after what he did on Self Unentitled, along with this Toy Patch. I mean, he did a Tiger Army record. That Tiger Army.
It's not about like what did he produce. He had been in the scene for years, and he had mixed, he had engineered, he had helped produce, he had done other things with.
You're right.
50, 100, 200 bands in the past 3, 4, 5 years leading up to this. There's no excuse for this. He fucked this one up.
There's no excuse.
He fucked this one up. Did he fucking produce a Smoking Popes record for God's sakes?
Oh, that's right.
Good Lord. Yeah. So whatever. What was your question?
I don't know. I don't really care to play this song.
That's fine. Everybody's fucking heard the song.
Yeah. The lyrics, I mean, what do you got on the lyrics?
I almost fell on my chair, dude. Lyrics, it's about being immature and enjoying your time, not growing up. What's my age again?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Where's my Asian friend? So there you go. I agree. I don't think the lyrics are too deep, but they're fine.
Dude, if you're 2B's Wendy Clear and then 3B's Dysentery Gary, or vice versa, we're done. That's it. We're calling it.
Oh, buckle up, man, because my number 2 is Wendy
Clear.
We are
calling it. What's your 3? Just out of curiosity, what's your 3?
It is Dysentery.
That's it. We're done. Good night, everybody. That's it. We're gone. Good night. Wendy Clear's my 9B.
That is so fucking
My
dumb.
9B. Niner.
You're so dumb, man.
Yep.
Okay, Wendy Clear. Okay, so it's a very straightforward, simple song. It doesn't really stop. It just keeps going. I love the kind of swingy guitar riff during the intro. It plays kind of in other parts of the song, but it's just a very kind of simple swingy guitar riff. I really like that. Outside of that, I mean, it's just straight up power chords, really driving the song. I'm sorry, it's just I can't believe you ranked it so low.
Because the best part of this song is that intro riff. The intro riff is
so fucking good.
It's bizarre. It's bonkers. It's crazy. It's nothing like anything else on the entire album. And then Travis and Mark jump in and like just start doing the fasting, but Tom's still doing that slow part. Like that takes. I don't want to say it takes a little skill, but that takes a little bit of wit to kind of like throw that slower riff in there over like the faster instrumentals. That's cool.
It is. I feel like, this is my 2B, and I'm having like a hard time explaining why I think it's the second my 2B on this, because it's such a simple song. Like there's no real fluff in this song. It's a straightforward, big power chords during the verses. Outside of that main riff, it's just all power chords. And It just kind of, the whole song is kind of this wall of sound, which is cool. Normally I wouldn't like it, but for whatever reason it works in this song. I think Mark's melodies on here are really, really solid, underrated. The second verse hits really fucking hard too, because this is one of the few moments on the record where, or on the song where it's not this wall of guitars. There's no guitar on the second verse. It's just Mark's bass, and it's fucking rumbly. Like, rumbly is not even a word, but it's the best way to describe his bass tone in that second verse is rumbly. It sounds fucking great, and then it just drops right back into the chorus. And then one of the coolest parts of the album, actually, it is the coolest part of the album. Fuck it, I'll say it. The coolest part of the album, that bridge, and when it's just Mark's vocals and Tom's guitar, he's singing that melody,
Moving
that chorus
on,
melody.
Moving moving on and on and on.
That fucking organ comes in at the end of that bridge. It's the perfect flourish. It's the perfect thing. It's the perfect addition to the song. Nothing beats that part. And then the whole song rounds out. That outro rounds out with the organ playing behind everything else. And it's loud. And then the last thing you hear in the song is that last final note of the organ. Not even the guitar. You hear that final note of the organ.
I don't. I
Amazing.
fucking cannot stand that. I really cannot stand that. I cannot stand that as much as I cannot stand all the small things.
Oh, you are so dumb. The organ is so good.
I generally don't have like anything negative to say about Jerry Finn, but God, he fucking ruined this record. He made this record.
But he didn't play the
shit.
keyboards on it.
But he allowed it to happen. He thought it would be a good idea. There's a lot of,
and the band agreed.
There's a lot of,
the band agreed.
If the band knows what they want to do, why would they hire a producer? The band hires a producer because the band doesn't fucking know what they want to do. Therefore, they hire a producer to help tell them what they want to do. And Jerry Finn has dropped the ball on this one. He dropped the ball. He dropped the ball.
Strongly
he dropped the ball.
He
He made this pop. He made this fucking dumb. He put a lot of stuff in there.
Which is fine.
Just let the boys play. Let the boys play. Why can't you just let the boys play?
He's the one pushing the band. Had he not pushed the band, we wouldn't have had the self-titled.
Push the band to do what? Push the band to do what? To fucking allow organ
to do something
to
different.
allow other bullshit
to
in
do
there?
something different. Look how much shit they added to the
fuck
self-titled.
you don't know what he pushed in
record.
there to make him. No.
Oh, I know what he pushed.
You know what I push.
I know what he pushed. I've seen
Pushed
everything
shit
he's
in
pushed.
probably. pushing in time. Dude, Jerry Finn does some really, really great stuff. Like it's crazy. But damn,
oh my god,
this is not one of them. He's done some really he's done some really good Blink stuff, but this is not one of them.
Oh, you were so fucking wrong. All right, let's play a little bit of Wendy Clear, and then everybody can make their decision on it and realize that I'm right. So here it is, Wendy Clear from Blink-182. Man, I don't know, the streaming version of this, it doesn't do Mark's bass tone justice on the song. That rumbly part in that second verse right there, I don't hear it on Spotify, but when I was listening to it on vinyl today, it was dude, it was so good.
It definitely hits harder. It's more like burpy and lower end, and like a bass. You know, it comes through nicer.
Like a bass.
Like a slap in the bass.
Like a bass. So lyrically, what do you have on this one?
This was like supposedly Mark wrote this about a girl he liked, but couldn't date because she was like an executive.
Yeah, an executive at MCA. That's what I read.
Is that could this be? I mean, I didn't read. There was a lot of things that Tom had written about these songs early on in some like pamphlet or some shit. Some what do you call those pamphlet things?
It was the tour. It was the tour book for the Pop Disaster tour. I think it was something like that. But
then like later turned out to be like that's not the case. It was just Tom writing things at the time, whatever. But could this have been about Sky? Could they have met like way earlier than just that music video shoot, and this is about her? No,
everything I've read is that they met during the MTV era and during the Small Things video shoot.
But this song is about him meeting somebody he likes, but they can't do anything because of the conflict of interest. True. And then sure as shit, as shit, I don't know. He meets somebody, conflict of interest, and then marries her. I don't know.
It could be.
I don't know, dude.
It could be that. It could be that, but all the timelines I've read about it doesn't make sense.
For the timeline was for almost 15 years. Adam's song was about a letter that some fan had written, which came out to be false.
That's
That's
true.
not true. So
No, you're right. And it would make sense too. I mean, the song "Windy Clear" and then her name is Sky. It could be. It could be.
I'll tell you what. I'll
talking
call
about
him.
her.
I'll call Mark later on tonight after we're done the pod.
Yeah, no,
I'll
do
ask
that.
him.
Oh no, just text him, or I could text him right now. I could text.
You have his
Mark
old
and
number.
ask
He
him.
didn't give you his new number. I'll.
No, I have his new. No, I have his new number. We're so annoying. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on from Windy Clear.
Moving on and on.
You pretend
and
like you hate
on.
this song.
This is what happens when you start drinking the pod, dude.
You're right. You're right.
Good to be back.
Dude, that joke you said earlier was so dumb. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it in.
Why not? That was from fucking Training Day.
It was pretty.
You ever see
fucking,
Training Day?
Was
Yeah.
it? Oh yeah, I've seen.
It was Training Day. It
Is
was
from Training
the
Day?
guy that played
Okay.
the Mexican
Denzel Washington.
fucking I think it was the Mexican drug dealer in Breaking Bad. He was also in Training Day,
Oh, okay.
and he was asking Ethan Hawke if he ever had his shit pushed in when they're playing cards, and like stuff was getting like real heavy, real aggressive, and Ethan Hawke's like, okay, I need to get the fuck out of here. He's like, you ever had your shit pushed in? And like his veins are popping out of his neck. Yeah, it's from Training Day, dude.
I don't remember that at all. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. So let's move on. What is your 3B? Or did we talk about it?
Scroll. Oh no,
Scroll.
Dysentery Gary's on my 3B.
Oh, okay. You're being such a little bitch about me having it as my 3B. Get the fuck out of here. What do you got on
So
Dysentery?
good.
Gary?
Dude, fucking absolute banger. I love that little instrumental part before the chorus. They use the part in the bridge later on, like that ease away the problems and the pain, that d, but whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which it's perfect setup for like even more rambunctious after chorus, which is cool. But like the chorus is fucking boss, man. I love it because you don't hear that like rhythm guitar. It just sounds like three people in a band. You get it's not churched up.
It's so obnoxious.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, why
so
can't
obnoxious.
like Jerry Finn allowed this to happen and Dysentery Gary, the most punk song on the album, kind of like through and through.
I wouldn't say no. It's
Dysentery
not.
Gary is the most punk song on the album, even more than the party song for
No.
sure, hands down, easily.
No. Maybe lyrically, yeah, but not musically.
Yeah,
No.
it's just fast. It's sloppy. They can't play it live. They can probably barely play it in the fucking studio. They probably just laid down the guitar part and then just Travis just did the drums afterwards because like I'm not even gonna fucking deal with this. But yeah, so like why can't they just let these three guys play? I don't like that. But the chorus here is when you truly hear like this is just three guys playing. It sounds the same as it did on MTATs, and this is studio and it's great.
They didn't play this on MTATs.
But it sounded the same. It sounded the same. It would be on MTATs because just three guys.
Okay,
you don't hear a rhythm guitar there. It's just the bass, drums, and that high lead part.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're
No
right,
fluff.
you're right.
No fluff. No filler. Let him play.
I mean, I would disagree with that only in that it's not really fluff. It's just something very different. Is Travis's drum beat after that first verse and then during the bridge too. It's like that kind of bossa nova thing. That could be considered fluff because it doesn't make sense in the context of the record. But it's one of my favorite parts of the whole record. Is that drum beat that he plays? I love that.
I mean,
But-
Travis can do whatever the fuck he wants to do essentially on this record, and it'll be
true.
fine.
But man, dude, just throwing it back to that chorus, life just sucks. I lost the one. I'm giving up. She found someone. Just his guitar playing, underneath that vocal melody is, dude, it's fucking killer. I love that shit so much. Dude, everything about this. I mean, the first verse, got a lot of heartache. He's a fucking weasel. It just the ringing out of those notes. It's heavier. It's loud, and then the pre-chorus hits, and he's a player, diarrhea giver. Which I love that line, diarrhea giver. Who the fuck says that? It's so childish. I love that, but it picks up speed. You're building. You're growing, and then the chorus hits. It's the big kind of grand sound with that simple guitar lead, and then drops back into the chorus, the
Good old
verse,
voices.
the verse, and then it just repeats itself. But then that bridge, and this is the only time on the record where where Mark and Tom share lead vocal duties. Everything else is just harmonizing, but this bridge with Mark, I think is amazing. It really is. With Travis's kind of bossa nova beat and Mark kind of singing in that kind of little bit lower of a register, and just nails it. Just absolutely fucking nails it. And then it goes right back into the pre-chorus. The quickness of that pre-chorus. I love this song. This song is absolute perfection. This is always like in my top 3 off this record. Dysentery Gary is. I don't know why you hate it so much.
It's my 3B.
Yeah, but it should be higher.
It's your 3B.
Well, it's my 3B because Wendy Clear and Mud are better. But
Stupid.
In your case, it should be higher since those aren't higher than Dysentery. But yeah, no. What I also wanted to say was when after that second bridge, everything kind of stops, and then the chorus drops, and then Tom just yells, "Fuck this place!" It's so snotty. It's so adolescent.
How loud the guitar is. Like how high those notes are. Like beep, 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 like how high on the neck they are, dude.
I know.
Like, fuck.
He's playing so high on the neck. It's like, unless you're soloing, there's no reason to ever play that high in the neck. Even
that sounds
then,
like shit. It sounds terrible.
Yeah, even when you're soloing, like it could sound like shit. So, but no, the way this song builds and just the different parts, this song is remarkable. I love this song.
Good song.
Let's play a little bit of. Or do we want to play any more songs, or should we just kind of run through them? Because we're like
we just
an
run
hour
through them.
20 in now. So lyrically,
we're like halfway through these songs.
So what do you have lyrically on Dysentery?
It's about a guy who chose the girl who got away all along. Was he gonna stay? No, it's about a girl who chooses like the wrong guy, the shit guy, the Dysentery Gary guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the Dysentery Gary.
This
we should
what
that should have been like adopted into like more like normalized lexicon.
Dysentery?
Dysentery. Yeah, Dysentery Gary. Oh, that guy's so fucking dysentery. He's a Dysentery Gary. I'm gonna bring it back.
The only reason why people know what Dysentery is because of Oregon Trail.
That's all I know what it is.
The old computer game.
And the song.
Seriously, yeah, that's the only time I've ever heard that word referenced in anything. Is that game and this song. So, but yeah, no, I'm with you. That's what I think the song is about too. This is also a song that, lyrically, it has kind of like incel kind of an incel feel to it. So it's a song that I feel could be controversial in culture nowadays, popular culture nowadays. But anyway, let's move on.
All right, sure, okay.
So your 4B is what?
Adam's song. Burning down, burning down,
Let's get into
burning down, burning down.
That's my 8B.
burning down. That's cool.
The song about suicide, or Mark's depression. As he came to see it.
These songs aren't about anything. These songs are just they extrapolated like one small minor feeling or thought they had, and then just wrote a song about it because they're good songwriters, because they can do that. Where other people have to like go through this huge coming of age or this huge like transition in their life to write one song. These guys literally just fucking have a thought in their head that is different than their normal thoughts, and then write a fantastic song about it. So yeah, this song is about like depression, all this stuff. But it's about fucking Mark not having a girlfriend.
I know, right?
That's it. He wrote this fucking banger of a song about just not having a girlfriend.
I know. It kind of makes
you.
It kind of it kind of also makes me think, kind of going off of what we've talked about Mark in the past, where a little emotionally underdeveloped. He's kind of like taking a bratty approach. He sees Tom and Travis having girlfriends and being, I guess, successful in that way, and he's just kind of crossing his arms and just being a brat about it. Like it's like, come on, dude, it's just a girl. Like if you don't have a girlfriend, then you don't have a girlfriend. Like he's acting kind of like a child on this song. You know, you're 22, 23 years old. Come on, come on, dude.
It's real,
dude.
man. That's I don't know what's about that and like Dysentery Gary.
No, you're right. No, I agree with you on that. But just going off of Mark's track record, this kind of adds more to the evidence that he's a little emotionally underdeveloped. I mean, I do love the song, but
there's no fucking evidence that makes it more of the case because we've already established, like in the court of law, that he is emotionally underdeveloped. But that makes for better songs. That makes for better songs, dude.
That's why we have plus 44, dude.
I still hold that plus 44 plus 44 is still better than Wooden Toe, dude.
Well, it's not plus 44, it's plus 44. Well, it's when your heart stops beating, dude. So get it right.
Get it right or pay the price.
That's a show that has not aged well. It's terrible.
I would never watch that show
Yeah,
again.
Salute Your Shorts. It's on Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus. It is on there. Watch the first couple episodes. You're not going to like it.
I feel like the camp would be full of like 6 kids, and like that's it.
That's pretty much it.
Because
It's like
the cast was like 6 people.
Yeah, dude, it is not aged well. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb.
Dude Ranch, I'd be more inclined to watch. Dude Ranch.
You mean Hey Dude?
Hey Dude.
It's Hey Dude, not Dude Ranch.
I got Blink-182 on the mind.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Let's get an Adam song though. Why do you hate Adam song? Go.
I don't. I love this song. It's a great song. It's a great break in the record. I love Tom's guitar tone on this, both the clean and distorted part, because it's the build-up. It's honestly the build-up, because that main clean guitar riff that plays during the intro and the verse, it's great. And then just the palm muted clean guitar. He doesn't use much distortion until you get to the big, grand chorus part, which, you know, is accented with Roger Joseph Manning, whatever the fucking keyboardist name is. But most of this song is just a clean guitar, and Tom does a really good job of just making it sound big and unique, and really nothing sounds like Adam's song. It's has this, I don't want to say a staccato feel to it, but you listen to any song that uses a lot of clean guitar, it's like, you know, just basic chords or whatever, but it's his single notes, and the way he writes these songs with just these single notes is really cool. It's really, really cool. Yeah. I love it. I really love it. And then just going back into that buildup of the song, you know, Tom goes from the single notes to the palm muted power chords, and then he's just hitting those power chords, still clean, just hitting those power chords, those downstrokes, just hitting those downstrokes super fucking hard. And then Travis is hitting the snare, tom, snare, tom, snare, tom, and then he does that fill into the chorus, and then it just fucking, the whole song just explodes. The distortion comes in, you know, Mark singing higher. There's just this great, it's just fucking awesome. I love that build. It's one of the coolest buildups I think the band has ever done. It really is. Adam's song is something very unique, and Stay Together for the Kids is just a cheap knockoff of Adam's song. 100%.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Man, if honestly, if Jerry Finn didn't muck this one up with all this Jerry Finn juice, then Enema of the State could be their magnum opus. It could be their best album they've ever done. It truly could have been.
It's better than Take Off Your Pants and Jacket.
Sometimes. This week it was.
Okay.
See, like I come from a camp where I'm an emotional person. I enjoy letting things get the better of me, to where my opinions change on different things. I adapt, I overcome, I become a different person. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
You like to be the same person from the day you were born to the day you fucking die. Like the day you were born, you thought like Dysentery Gary was your third favorite Blink song on Enema of the State, and the day you die, you'll think the same. Which is nothing wrong with that. That's fine. That's fine. I just don't. I don't. Way to derail the onslaught of insults there. With the
Well, I don't know about that, dude, but you're
this
wrong.
This must be how Chad feels. Yeah.
You're wrong. Except Will does the wool way more until Chad literally fucking stops. He'll keep wooling him until he stops. Like it's
It
relentless.
really is. It really is super fucking annoying. Like, because you can't. Because whenever somebody's talking and then somebody else goes wool wool, that person now is only focusing on the wool.
Yeah, I know.
We've already stopped focusing on what the other person is saying.
Wool.
It's good.
Now I forgot where I was going.
More presidential debate should incorporate the wool.
The wolves
Can you fucking
with the hand too.
yeah, with the hand. Wool. I'm like doing it right now.
I am too. I'm doing the hand too.
Wool.
So
Hold
anybody
on there, Joe.
listening right now, Skip in particular, we're talking about Dudesy podcast with Will Sasso, Chad Kulchin, one of the funniest podcasts you'll ever hear. And that's what we're referencing. Inside joke, obviously. Go listen to that podcast. It's hilarious. That's all I'm going to say.
So
about
funny.
Dudesy.
Yeah, Adam's song. Why do you hate this one though?
I don't. I
know
love
what I'm
this
saying.
song, man. I fucking love this song. But maybe it's a little bit weaker because it is so popular and I have heard it so many times. But I don't know, man. I have nothing. I'm not going to say anything. I have nothing bad to
This
say.
one has like crept up in the past like several years for me. Like it's gotten better and better and better.
Agreed.
In the past like 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
I do think like the second to last chorus, not the last chorus, second to last chorus, that is like fucking boss, dude. Like right before the bridge, Travis is just working those toms. Like everything is super low, matches like the dark aesthetic. I think it should have ended there. The bridge, there's a lot of fluff. There's
I like the bridge
a
though.
lot of piano, a lot of synth.
I
There's a lot of other people coming in.
It's appropriate because it
Don't
builds
need
back
it.
into the
Just
chorus.
don't need it.
Builds back into the chorus. You don't need
You don't need to throw a piano in a song that's sad just to make it more sad.
But it's not like the piano is there like soloing. You know, the piano is
It
only
kinda
there
is.
to it's only there to accent what Tom's doing on the guitar. I think it's necessary. And then once the big chorus is hit, Roger Joseph Manning, he also, I hate using his full name. It's so fucking
RJM,
annoying.
baby.
RJM. The way the keyboards that he throws into those choruses make it sound so much more grand than it would have been if it just been layered guitars. You need that keyboard in there to add that dramatic feel to the chorus.
People that like use like 3 words as their name are kind of annoying. Except for Joseph Gordon-Levitt, he's dope. Otherwise, it's kind of annoying, huh?
It is. Well, technically, he uses 4 because he's a junior.
Oh my god,
Roger Joseph
worst.
Manning Jr. Yeah,
Dude, Jerry Finn allowed this fucker into the studio. We're done. That's it. God rest his soul, but goddamn, Jerry Finn, you fucked up.
And kind of going to music videos. Just real quick, What's My Age Again? We didn't talk about that music video, which I think we should because I think it's more iconic than All the Small Things because that was the video where they're running around naked. And that
One of the
after
most
that,
iconic videos of the 90s.
yeah. And after that, they were always like, everything was like, oh, you're the band that runs around naked, like run around naked here. Like they did that whole thing on TRL right after that video where they did like a race through the through the MTV studios naked. Supposedly they were naked and they ran through that. And do you remember all that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like that whole shtick for like 6 months, maybe a year. But then Adam's song drops and it's very dramatic. I think this is a really cool video, actually. I think this is one of the coolest videos they've ever done.
Okay.
No? You don't agree?
I think it's fine. I don't particularly like it or dislike it. I think it's a little.
I think it's unique.
I think it's a little cheesy for what they did on the song itself. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was cool with like the Polaroids up on the wall, and then it would like zoom in and then show like a little clip of them doing kind of everyday things on tour or just hanging out or whatever. I kind of like that. I liked that it showed like the human element of the band. That's what the video showed, was the human element of the band, because All the Small Things and What's My Age Again were so wacky. They were so bizarre.
But we're not getting like the human element of the band, especially from that song, because everybody thought it was just about. We were led to believe, we were duped into thinking that it was about a fucking letter a fan wrote to the band about suicide, and that was not the case at all.
True. Yeah. No, you're right.
But dude, the video for "What's My Age Again" is not like one of the best videos in the '90s, but it's for sure up there in the most iconic videos of the '90s.
Yep,
it's got to be like top 10 most iconic videos of the '90s.
I mean everything about it. I mean, not just like them running around naked, but it's the TV shows that they ran through, like the local KTLA news, like the sports channel that they ran through, and then just like the overall tone, like the color tone of it. It had that very that 90s
the LA tone.
Yellow.
That should be called the LA fucking. That should be called the LA tone.
LA tone, yes. Had that very yellow kind of gritty look.
Yeah.
That all videos based in LA look like, or movies based in LA look like. That's what it all looked like.
Travis is like virgin skin with only a handful of tattoos.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about the porn star too, like on the cover, and like the band didn't even like know it was a porn star until well after.
Yeah. So yeah, let's jump into that real quick. So yeah, the cover artwork, it features Janine Lindemulder. Maybe I'm mispronouncing her name, but yeah, no, she was a very popular porn star. And yeah, they were given like a stack of models and various women to choose from to be on the cover, and they just chose her thinking probably she's hot, why not? Yeah. And not knowing that she was a porn star. And yeah, I think her I mean, she was popular prior to this record, but I think this definitely catapulted her popularity.
For sure, she's on the cover of fucking diamond selling record.
Yeah, she was probably on. I think she was probably on the Rolling Stones magazine.
Yeah,
she was all over the place once this record dropped.
Dude, the '90s were a good era for music videos, man. I was just thinking, fucking Fat Boy Slim, Praise You. Remember that video where the guy outside the movie theaters teaching those people to dance or whatever? Oh my god. Well, Buddy Holly.
Even look at Weapon of Choice. Well, was that '90s Weapon? Weapon of Choice was '90s, right?
Yeah, that was '90s.
Yeah, I mean that's an amazing video too. But then also '90s videos are really bad because if you really think about a lot of the videos that came out during this era, it's a lot of like bands running. You notice that? Like I've heard other people
Red Hot
bring this
Chili
up.
Peppers, like fucking Anthony Kiedis.
Where does he run? Oh yeah, and by the way, yeah, he runs.
I feel like he's always running.
He's always running. What's My Age Again? They're running. The whole video is about them running. Like SR-71. Remember that band? Great. Mm-hmm. They had that great song. They're just running from fans. Like so many for whatever reason, it was this weird like phenomena in the 90s where music videos were always based around the band running away from something else, or it was somebody running away from somebody else. NSYNC's Bye Bye Bye. It was the band running away from their fans and running away from other people. Everything had to do with running. It's a really weird thing, and other people have brought it up, but yeah, it's really, really bizarre. That's all music videos in the 90s.
God, good videos in the 90s though.
Okay.
Just saying.
All right.
Intergalactic, that was 90s.
It was.
Right, Beastie Boys.
No, you're right. That's a great video too. No running. But
I think
Sabotage,
Intergalactic may be my most favorite music video of all time.
Really? I think Sabotage was a better video.
Because like Intergalactic is what I mean. Hello Nasty. We're not doing Beastie Boys, but Hello Nasty is what really, really got me into Beastie Boys. Like that was the first one I bought when it came out. I yelled at my mom. My aunt bought it for me, and that was the whole thing. We're doing Beastie Boys soon, but let's get back to Blink.
Yeah, back to Blink. So we talked about Janine, her being the nurse on the cover. Also in the video for What's My Age Again. Also the video for Man Overboard. She came back for that video as well. And then she fell on kind of hard times, with drugs, and she went to jail and all this kind of shit. She got super tatted up too. Have you seen her?
Which is
like with all the tattoos?
I've seen her like fairly in the past 5 or 10 years. Yes.
Yeah, she's just got super tatted.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I'm just trying to be nice.
So there's another. So Man Overboard been a long time the Enema era song.
Yeah,
that was redone and refurbished or whatever. But I didn't know until this week that there was another song. What the fuck is it called?
Life's So Boring.
Yeah, I never even knew this song existed until this week.
Yeah. It was just a demo. I don't think there were any lyrics on that song. But yeah, no, that's just a demo. And then apparently they had recorded like a version of Family Reunion, which they did live on MTATs. But yeah, that was another kind of B-side from this record. But then they were doing Family Reunion during the Dude Ranch era too, because there's a video on the Urethra Chronicles DVD or video where Scott's playing drums behind them and Mark's rapping it, which is actually pretty cool. But smoking a cig too, Sig Mark.
Ooh, never seen Mark smoke cigs.
Yeah, he smoked cigs for a very short time. He was cool in. Anyway.
He probably smoked cigs like I smoke cigs, where I literally did it just to be cool. Hated it. Never inhaled. Only like hold it in my mouth and then blew it out like I knew what I was doing.
Dude, cigarettes are so fucking cool. They really are.
I've smoked.
Like people look
like honestly
so cool
in my
when they
life.
smoke cigarettes.
They do. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
It was only when I worked at Virgin Records. And I've only actually inhaled about a half a cigarette my whole life.
Really?
But I've smoked probably like a pack and a half, maybe 2 packs of cigarettes. But I've always just held it in my mouth.
Really? That's weird. But why?
I've smoked hundreds of cigars, but because I wanted to be cool. Because
I know, but why didn't you
everybody at
inhale?
Virgin.
But why didn't you inhale? Like it's so obvious when you don't inhale.
I didn't know that. Because like fucking like legit, like with asthma, every time I inhale any kind of like
sense,
burst of smoke in my lungs, I cough. Like I cough hard. So that's why I fucking didn't do it. I don't know.
You know, it's so weird we even bring this up. I was talking to Tammy about this like 2 days ago. We were talking about cigarettes. She's like, "Oh, I miss smoking. I love smoking." I said, smoking's cool. You looked cool when you smoked. Like I liked the way you looked when you smoked. You look really rad.
Look tough, yeah.
And then we were just talking about smoking, and she's like, "Well, you don't like smoking." I said, "I love smoking. If it had no health effect, I would be chain smoking every day. I think it looks cool.
I'll be flicking my butts everywhere. Hell yeah.
I personally like the smell of cigarette smoke. I really do. And then I was thinking back, like when we would go to Vegas, we'd smoke cigars, walk around smoking cigarettes just because we could, because you could smoke cigarettes anywhere in Vegas. So I remember just us walking, or maybe not. Well, you did sometimes. You did mostly cigars.
Yeah, cigars. I never smoked cigarettes.
But no, we would. I remember buying like packs of cigarettes just to go out to Vegas, just because I knew I was allowed to smoke anywhere I wanted to.
Dude, a fresh pack of cigarettes too, when you open them up and you smell inside the carton, inside the box.
Dude. That smells so
it's like
good.
Candy. It smells so good.
It smells great. And you know what? Fuck the menthol stuff. I hate menthol cigarettes.
Yeah.
You
can't even buy them anymore in California, can you?
Yeah, you can. Oh, yeah, you can.
I thought they outlawed them.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure they did.
No, I don't think they banned menthol. But no, anyway, menthol sucks. Fuck that. Cigarettes, though. You're cool if you smoke.
It's true.
Anyway, let's move on from Adam. Do we have anything else on Adam's song?
No, that's it.
All right, man. We've gone through over half this record. We got 8 record. We've gone through 8 songs so far.
There's only one more song that we need to at least touch upon, and that's I feel like that's Aliens Exist.
Okay, let's do that. It's my 11B.
That's my 8B.
Okay, that's too high. But what do you got on this one?
Okay. I it's not even that high. Fucking bottom tier B. It's not that high. I really hate the build up to the actual song. Like the beginning of this part, I fucking hate it so much. I can't stand it. I think it's goofy. After the first verse, I enjoyed this song a lot more than previously. Once the palm mutes come in, really, is when the song starts to become really good. In the live version, always better than the studio version.
Yeah.
But I think this song has just become like this martyr for Tom, and it's probably frustrating, even more so than what's our fucking
Small
Things for him. I bet you this song has become like his most hated because it's a good song. It's a good song. It's got a good melody. There's a lot of good parts of it. The instrumental bits from the chorus to the verses are actually really, really solid little parts, cool, like pacing things. But I think people use this to kind of make fun of him and things like that. So it probably sucks for him to listen to the song because of the bad association he has with other people to this song.
True. Yeah.
But the song's not bad, dude. The song's pretty fucking dope.
I agree. I think I agree with you too. That intro, that 5-second intro with that drum beat and then the quick little palm mutes, it's so unnecessary.
Oh, I hate that so much.
Expand the intro to be something longer, or just don't put it in there at all. like just start the song with the verse. I mean, I normally don't like that, but that intro is so unnecessary. But
And I think like the bridge,
yeah,
the whole dark and scary thing, I think that's what pop punkers thought they were going to sound like. If that's what they thought Black Sabbath sounds like in their pop punk minds. So when they did dark and scary, ordinary, they let's do like a Black Sabbath bridge here. That's what they think it sounds like because it's goofy, it's a little dark, it's a little heavy, but it's all that in like a childish way.
yeah, you're right. But I will say that also the Tom's guitar tone on this, the best way that I can describe his guitar tone is juicy. Those palm mutes are just fucking juicy. There's just the perfect amount of like reverb, distortion. It's just it's the perfect tone. Honestly, the perfect fucking tone with those palm mutes on this song. And then the build up in the bridge that leads into the bigger sounding chorus to finish out the song is also really great. And what I kind of piggybacking off of what you were saying, like how the song is something that I feel like he doesn't really like too much, but he feels necessary to play, even like with Angels and Airwaves. Like even when we used to see Angels back when they first started, he would play the song acoustic. And then the last time I saw Angels was late 2019, and Tom played this song just acoustic, and he played the chorus, and then at the very end he let those notes ring out, and I swear to you, everybody in the crowd said, "Tom has sex with guys." And then he just starts laughing. He had to like walk away because he was laughing so hard. But everybody in the crowd did Tom has sex with guys.
Those are true Yeds right there. Those are true Yeds right there.
Every single person in that audience at House of Blues did that. It was so perfect. So fucking perfect. But, yeah. Anyway. Aliens Exist is solid. I mean, even though it's my 11B, I love this song. I love this fucking record.
Dude, the only song worse than this for you
was Small Things.
Is All the Small Things.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so do we want to talk about the remaining 3 songs? Or should we just say where they are in our rankings?
Maybe we can just say where they are in the rankings.
All right, what do you got?
Don't Leave Me, my 10B.
Okay.
What do you
got? Going Away to College, my six banger.
That's my 5B. What's Don't Leave Me?
Is my 9.
Oh, what are you fucking laughing at? And then Anthem is my 6B.
That's my 10B.
Okay,
I Time Bomb. It's so dumb. I've always hated that.
I Time Bomb.
I Time Bomb. It's that pause.
This song's so fast and like this song's really aggressive, dude. This is a fucking punk. This is a punk song here.
It is during the chord, like the verses, not so much. The verses have the big guitar riffs, and then it drops into that fast, punk chorus. Anthem it's an okay song. It really is. It's just a filler song on this record.
Oh,
it really is. Anthem is.
Okay, well that's wrong. So yeah, I guess we're all good here.
Good. Yeah. So let's wrap it up. Let's give our final thoughts on Enema of the State. Give our final thoughts and then rate the record based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album but give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. So what do you got? Go.
Oh, I have like this weird relationship with this album. It goes up and down in my rankings. I love it sometimes. Most of the time I don't like it. I still don't appreciate what Jerry Finn did with this.
Jerry.
I appreciate what Jerry Finn did overall in his career, what he accomplished. I think he's done some fucking unreal things. But this is just not one of them. It's just not. He fell short. There's a lot of things here I think he added that took away from the music. And I think that's really the biggest downfall of this album. I think if he was not doing what he was doing, this could have been the best Blink album of all time. This could have surpassed Dude Ranch in the way that I love Dude Ranch. This could have been a better Toy Page for decades prior to today, this week. So that's my only complaint really is Jerry Finn.
Wow.
And all the small things. That sounds fucking whack, dude.
That's wild, man.
Dude, awful. Let him play. Just let him play. They can do it. Let him play.
I don't get the Jerry Finn hate. I really don't.
I don't hate Jerry Finn. I hate what he did on this album.
All you've done is talk shit on Jerry Finn.
On this album. Correct. Yes. Again,
Okay.
we can look at his report card and look at all the stuff that I love that he did. But not this album. I think he fucking dropped the ball on this album. I think he tried way too fucking hard to make a name for himself. Still a little early in his career. So, oh, maybe I can fucking add things in here. Which is kind of funny because he actually did also produce MTATs. I think he played guitar in MTATs too, like added guitar work to MTATs. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But anyway, this album is iconic. This is probably the most important pop punk album that's ever been. This is probably like objectively the best pop punk album that has ever been. I don't think any band that pretends to play pop punk was not influenced by this. Even if you fucking released an album before this, I don't think that you didn't look at this and think like, wow, that's what we should have been doing. This is what we should have been doing. Because this is it, man. This is like the GOAT. This is the GOAT of the pop punks. This is where it all ends.
I wouldn't disagree.
This is where it started, and this is where that's where all it ends right here. So with that, I mean, this is a perfect 3. Obviously, this is a perfect album. Yeah, this is great.
Unbelievable.
This is Blink-182. Blink-182 we're talking about here. Come on, this is a perfect band, perfect album.
All right, so my final thoughts. I think this is the epitome of pop punk. Nothing better than this one. People could try to argue Green Day's Dookie, but it was more punk than pop punk. This is polished, perfect pop punk. It has the busyness. Whether you love it or hate it, it's perfect for this time because bands tried to do that business. Look at Newfound Glory. They tried to be busy as well, but it didn't work the same way it did with Blink. The melodies are here. There's great fucking guitar playing. Yes, Tom's not the greatest guitar player, but he can write amazing guitar lines. And this album shows that. I'm not as critical on Jerry Finn as you. I feel like this was necessary for the scene. This is necessary for the band. I don't fault him for it, especially because it was so early in his career, his short-lived career, I should say. And with that,
he was so young when he died.
I know, right, man? He died in 2009. 10 years after this album came out, he died, and he was I think he was probably in his early mid-20s when he did Enema. He was fucking young, man. Anyway. Yeah, Enema, the State, like you two, not the band U2, but like you as well.
I was just thinking U2, the band.
Like you as well. This album really fluctuates in my rankings, and this week is, I've loved it. I fucking loved it, and I don't do this often, especially with Blink. I don't do this very often. This is a perfect 3 out of 3. I mean, it's perfect, absolutely perfect, and you would know that by listening to this episode because you've gotten this far. You've gotten over almost 2 hours in. So, I don't know, man. That's all I got for this one. Do you have anything else on Blink or Enema? Anything?
That's it. That's all.
Right. Well, thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars, follow us, talk to us, hang out with us because we're the best. And that's it. That's all.
Tripping.
Because I could do whatever I want. I could have multiple bangers.
Oh, Blink-182 not use stinker.
I have 2 stinkers.
Oh, God.
Because they're just so fucking bad. Blame It on My Youth.
Oh.
And also, Really Wish I Hated You.
I really wish I hated you.
Oh, my God. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. Both of those songs are. When he really drops down into that register, it's so bad. I don't know why anybody thought that song should have been on this record.
Everything about those 2 parts are so goddamn good. And like the Fallen Interlude tries to do this, even though it was before, like the Fallen Interlude tried to do this. Hearts All Gone perfected this.
I think Fallen Interlude's better than the Hearts All Gone interlude.
Oh, that's wrong.
I really think it is. That's that. See, I don't think you. I think you fell on your head earlier this week. Probably while you were listening to this. Yeah, so that's probably why you think this, but that's okay. I mean, you'll recover someday.
Until we get later on in this
God,
rankings.
you know what? Your next one is probably the self-entitled, right? Self-unentitled.
You just fucking wait.
Because you're so fucking dumb this week. Oh my God. All right. Let's move on.
Carousel's like one of the best Blink songs of all time. So like, I don't know. What do you want me to do?
It is the greatest Blink song of all time.
I don't want to be like other people on this podcast. Not you or me. I'm just saying other people. I don't want to be like other people on this podcast who just say Carousel is their favorite track for 3 different albums. Because when we get to MTATs, I swear to fucking God, you're going to say Carousel is also your favorite track from that album.
My number 2 is it's a toss up between Dogs Eating Dogs EP. This is where I throw Dogs Eating Dogs. Let me rephrase that. This is where I throw Dogs Eating Dogs, and also Neighborhoods. Neighborhoods is my proper number 2. But let's just.
You have Enema. No. Oh, you have self-entitled as your number 1, of course, because you're predictable. Go ahead.
Okay, this is fun. So yeah, Dogs Eat. Let's go through Dogs Eating Dogs real quick. It really irritates me.
But it's true.
Who cares?
But like that's the best descriptor I could possibly use
such a negative
why
way.
I don't like this.
But everybody says it in such a negative way.
Because I don't like
so
most
aggravating.
of Angels and Airwaves. I like this.
My God.
I like the sandwich of Angels and Airwaves. Their first and their last. Everything else in between, like I could give it 2 shits about. Maybe an EP here or there. But I don't like that sound, and I sure as shit don't want that sound fucking infiltrating my Blink. Get out of here!
But that's how he writes.
Right now,
songs.
Get up and get out. Get out. I want you to leave. I want you to leave your room.
You and everybody else who like don't like Neighborhoods are exhausting.
I like Neighborhoods. I enjoy this.
I think of a while ago we might have had it all. And then how he wants to go home and have phone sex with one of those sex lines, which don't exist anymore. Or at least I don't think they exist
I'm sure they
anymore.
probably exist, but
maybe. I don't know. Yeah. But I mean, you remember when we were kids and teenagers, like you'd be up late at night watching TV and say, "Ooh, call this number
1-800-HOT-FUCK, baby, 1-800 big fucking dick or fat wiener or whatever it is."
It was always something really stupid.
You just choose any adjective and noun afterwards.
It was always a 1-900 number because a 900 number you would have to pay for. 800 numbers are toll free. So you didn't pay for it. So the 900, it was always 1-900, blowjobs or something.
I never called 900. We called like 800 numbers because it would answer like, "Oh, hey, baby. Thank you for calling 1-800 fucking big butts." And then we just hang up. And we're scared.
1-800. But it's very of its time. Like the 90s were about those sex lines. They're fine.
Dude, if you're 2B's Wendy Clear and then 3B's Dysentery Gary, or vice versa, that we're done. That's it. We're calling it.
Oh, buckle up, man, because my number 2 is Wendy Clear.
We are calling it. What's your 3? Just out of curiosity, what's your 3?
It is Dysentery.
That's it. We're done. Good night, everybody. That's it. We're gone. Good night. Wendy Clear's my 9B.
That is so fucking
my
dumb.
9B. Niner.
You're so dumb, man. Just going off of Mark's track record, this kind of adds more to the evidence that he's a little emotionally underdeveloped. I mean, I do love the song, but
there's no fucking evidence that makes it more of the case because we've already established, like in the court of law, that he is emotionally underdeveloped. But that makes for better songs. That makes for better songs, dude.
That's why we have plus 44, dude.
I still hold that plus 44 is plus 44 is still better than Wooden Toe, dude.
Well, it's not plus 44, it's plus 44. Well, it's when your heart stops beating, dude. So get it right.
Get it right or pay the price.
That's a show that has not aged well. It's terrible.
There's only one more song that we need to at least touch upon, and that's I feel like that's Aliens Exist.
Okay, let's do that. It's my 11B.
That's my 8B.
Okay, that's too high. But what do you got on this one?
Okay. It's not even that high. Fucking bottom tier B. Like, it's not
still
that
too
high.